Good morning to everyone and welcome to our panel discussion. I'm Fong Wen Hui and I will be moderating the discussion for today. Our today's topic is about human activities and impact on marine life. SDG 14, Life Below Water, focus on conserving and sustainably using the marine resource for sustainable development. We all know that marine ecosystem cover more than 70% of the Earth's surface. Marine plays an important character in our Earth and also humans' daily life. For example, marine is the food supply for humans, and ocean absorb about 25% of the carbon dioxide emitted by human activity. This can helping mitigate climate change. However, human activities have long affected the health of our marine life. From industrial practice to daily habits, our actions are leaving profound effect on marine ecosystem. An article from Global Citizen titled 87% of our oceans are damaged by human impacts highlights that the world's oceans are rapidly become unrecognizable as impact from human activities strip them of marine life. The statistic that 87% of the ocean are damaged due to human impact underscore the urgency of addressing marine ecosystem degradation. The shocking statistics can help the panel focus on raising awareness and encouraging solutions that the public can take action on. Today, we will dive into specific areas including oil spills, chemical pollution, coastal development, plastic pollution, and overfishing. For our today panelists, we have Joanna, who will discuss oil spills, Yuting on chemical pollution, Afiq on coastal development, Imad on plastic pollution, and Zalif on overfishing. Each of them bring unique insights into this critical challenge. And our first panelist will be Joanna. Please.
Thank you, Wen Hui, and good afternoon to everyone. I agree that marine life is important to us, and human activities have been known to be a major contributor to the degradation of Earth. We often talk about the burning of fossil fuels and why we burn it. Could be for industrial use like product manufacturing or as fuel to power our cars. But we seldom talk about the pollution caused by extracting fossil fuels and when transporting them. During the process of fossil fuel extraction and transport, there are bound to be accidents. Oil tankers transport hundreds and thousands of metric tons of oil, and just imagine if one ship sank due to an accident. The amount of oil leaked into the ocean is enough to declare an environmental emergency, as reported in the recent case of the tanker disaster which happened in Russia. In the report, the authorities handled the case with urgency, but in reality, the damage has already been done. Footage have caught oil slick birds and black shorelines, and this shows how damaging oil spills can be to our environment. And with that, I would like to talk about how this affects our SDG 14, Life Below Water. Oil slick birds are one of the examples of the direct effects of oil spills. Oil spills can harm wildlife through ingestion, absorption, and inhalation, especially marine life, as their home is the water. And the indirect effects of oil spills can be by causing changes in their behavior, leaving especially endemic species, which are species exclusively found in a particular area, with the highest risk. After the organism living at the bottom of the ocean or at the surface, the entire ecosystem will be affected. This brings us to my next point, habitat destruction, which is tightly linked to the threat of oil spills to marine organisms. Oil spills occurring at different locations can bring harm to different habitats inhabited by different types of organisms. And delicate habitats such as the coral reef habitat, which is highly sensitive to oil pollution and can take very long time to regenerate once damaged. The cleanup process is very tedious and costly because the precise effects of an oil spill can vary according to the conditions of the spill. And the process can also cause other side effects to the environment from the chemicals used. And finally, this all leads back to us. in the food security and economy aspect. Oil spills can cause a decrease in agricultural productivity due to the contaminated water source and cause a decrease in crop yield. For example, oil spills can cause economic impacts on fishing communities. The most evident issue being the decline of seafood production due to death or contamination, making it unsafe to be consumed. Therefore, oil spills not only impact the environment, but also causes economical impact to the people relying on the agriculture sector as their income and affects global food security as well. That is all from me.
Okay, thank you for the Joanna for the wonderful discussion. And we all know the oil spill still occurs and sinking to smaller ocean plant life and killing a wide variety of birds, fish, and sea mammals. So let us to the next topic. Let the second panelist waiting to discuss about the next topic.
Hello everyone. Next, I would like to discuss about the chemical substances that are produced from human activities will have impact on marine life. First, as an introduction, marine chemical pollution is an escalating global issue comparable to climate change and biodiversity loss. It encompasses nutrients, heavy metals, persistent organic pollutant (POPs), plastic, pharmaceutical, and other chemicals, many of which are harmful and persist in the environment. There are two main types of chemical contaminants which have impact on marine life which are persistent organic pollutant (POP) and polychlorinated bitumen (PCBs). POP of toxic chemical substance that persist in environment, accumulate in the food chains and pose significant risks to human health and ecosystem. These chemicals are resistant to environmental degradation through chemical, biological, or photolytic process, allowing them to remain in the environment for extended period. While PCB is a group of synthetic organic chemicals consisting of carbon, hydrogen, and chlorine atoms. They belong to the category of POPs because they are highly stable, persist in the environment, and pose serious risks to human health and ecosystem. Both of them are controlled by the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants adopted in 2001 is a global treatment aimed at reducing or eliminating the production, use, and releasing the POPs to protect human health and the environment. While for PCBs were banned in many countries during the late 1970s and 1980s due to their toxicity and environmental persistence. The Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants also regulated PCBs globally, aimed to phase out remaining use and safely dispose of existing stockpiles. First and foremost, I would like to talk about the effect of chemical substance on marine species. First, we want to talk about marine mammals. As they are a top predator, they face at high risks from the effect of POPs, which can accumulate in their bubbles, leading to hormone disruption, immune suppressions, reproductive failures, behavior change, and development issues. This effect weaken their survival and reproduction, putting some population at risk of extinction. For Oscar, the high level of PCBs, which are toxic to wildlife and ecosystem, are causing reproductive failures in species. Their reproduction is heading for a complete collapse, declining population with some group at risk of extinction. Next, about the juvenile gray seal, chemical contaminants from many sources, including oil and gas development, wastewater discharge, urban runoff, and other industrial processes, cause metabolic destruction which may impact their bubbles, formation, or function, threatening their immune and reproductive system. For crab and oyster, chemical contaminants like pharmaceutical and lytic drugs are found in oyster and crab around Portsmouth, which will harm which will harm crabs and oysters by impairing growth, reproduction, and immune system. They accumulate toxic, face increased disease rings, and exhibit altered behavior, impairing marine ecosystem and human health. Next, I would like to talk about the chemical pollution will cause ocean acidification, and how ocean acidification form. Ocean acidification results from an increased concentration of hydrogen ion and a reduction in carbonate ion due to the absorption of increased amount of carbon dioxide. For million years, the exchange of carbon dioxide between the surface of the ocean and the atmosphere remaining constant. In the past 115 years, humans have greatly increased the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere by burning fossil fuel and changing land use practice. As a result, the ocean has absorbed about 29% of an addition carbon, and the addition carbon caused the marine water to be 30% more acidified. So what is the effect of ocean acidification? Ocean acidification has caused clams, mussels, and crabs to reduce their ability of carbonate ion in ocean water, which provide the building blocks of these organisms need to make their shell and skeleton, significantly reduce the chances for their offspring to survive. For coral reef, the reduced carbon ion causes the coral skeleton grows more slowly and reducing reef formation. Reef degradation harms the diversity ecosystem that rely on them for habitat and foods. For marine species, they affect the nervous system of marine species, leading to change in their behavior and survival skills. Fish may struggle to detect predators and navigate their environments. The reduced reproductive success has been observed in some species. Last, I want to talk about the chemical pollution and chemical change are interconnected and will affect the temperature of seawater. Rising of ocean temperature driven by climate change can intensify the harmful effect of certain chemicals. Warmer water can alter chemical reaction, increasing the toxicity of pollutants like heavy metal or POPs, which impact marine organisms. And next, we need to climate change and chemical pollution affect phytoplankton, the base of the marine food web. Then reduce their abundance and ability to support high tropical level as phytoplankton are the base of the marine food web. It will directly affect the whole ecosystem of marine. Last, the interaction of warming, acidification, and pollution creates a hostile environment for marine species. Many organisms, especially those sensitive to environment change like coral and certain fish, are at a great risk of extinction. That's all for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. This is wonderful. Thank you for everything sharing about the chemical pollution. And the next panelist will be Afiq on the focus on the coastal development. Please.
Okay. Hi, my name is Muhammad Afiq Daniel bin Muhammad Azran, and today I'm the third panelist for our Group 5 group discussion. First of all, I would like to thank to Yuting for pointing out such a really good point about the chemical pollution that made from human activities that impact the marine life so much. So, moving on to my personal opinion on our discussion topic today, which is the human activities that impact the marine life. So, in my opinion, the human activities that impact the most to the marine life is the coastal development. So, what is coastal development and how it can impact the marine life? Basically, coastal development is the construction and the modernization of coastal areas for human use and activities. The coastal areas in this context is referred to the area that is sided to the natural water habitat such as river, sea, and lake. The example of coastal development we can see nowadays are such tourism infrastructure like resort, hotel, homestay, and many more. And other than that, there are also developments such as urban expansion, which is that we can see like more house parks, more residents that are built that sided to the water habitat, especially to the sea. So not to forget also the development such ports, harbors, and even industrial zones all also be there. Therefore, SDG implemented the life below water goals, which is aimed to conserve and sustain the use of water habitats such as ocean, river, and seas, and even the marine resources. Because the coastal development, because of that, the coastal development must be prevented by the government and even public voices because it clearly a threat to the marine life. So, how coastal development can be a threat to the marine life? First, it will cause a habitat destruction. The coastal development often lead to the destruction of critical marine habitat such as mangrove, coral reef, and seagrass beds. These ecosystems are vital for the biodiversity as they serve as the breeding grounds, nurseries, and feeding areas for the marine species like fish, crab, and even shellfish. Second, it will cause water pollution. Urbanization along the coast will increase the pollution from sewage, industrial waste, which is containing fertilizers and chemicals. This pollution will cause the process of eutrophication, as we learn in our Form 5 years in the subject of biology. This process will lead to algal blooms and cause the expansion of dead zones which suffocate the marine life as as the sunlight cannot be travel through the algae that block the plant from making foods to the marine species. Finally, it will cause the overexploitation of resource of marine resources. Coastal development often include ports and tourism infrastructure, which is increase the pressure on marine resources like fish and shellfish. Overfishing will happen in order to meet the demands of growing population further depletes the marine stocks. Not to forget also, the coastal development will also cause the disruption of migratory of the marine species routes because the infrastructure like ports, harbors, and even tourism infrastructure will cause the ship attack to the marine species from travel to their usual migratory routes and also will cause the noise pollution to them and will disturb the communication between their species. So I think that is for me. I will pass to Imad for the next topic.
Okay. Thank you for Afiq bring a interesting discussion to us. And the next panelist will be the Imad, focus on the plastic pollution. Please, Imad.
Hi, and a very good morning, a very good afternoon, Miss Farah and fellow friends. My name is Imad Azizi bin Irham, and I will be fourth panelist for our forum discussion today. Thank you, moderator, to give me this opportunity. As the fourth panelist, my focus during this forum will be highlighting on the critical issue that all countries have been talking about for decades, but still not have the best solution to solve this problem. So, my topic is plastic pollution. For your information, plastic pollution is one of the most severe threats to marine life that caused by littering. According to plastic waste input from land into the ocean article, around 275 million metric tons of plastic waste was generated in 192 coastal country in 2010. 210 with 4.8 to 12.7 million metric tons entering our beloved ocean, and this number is expected to increase unless there is an action. So why do you think this issue very critical? The problem is not just about the visible plastic debris, but it's also about the microplastic. Okay, let me brief you all a little about this particle. First of all, microplastic came from a tiny particle that break down from larger plastic. This particle can enter marine life food chains and be ingested by marine life, at the same time affecting everything from plankton to large fish, even human who consume seafood. Plastic are durable and take hundreds of years to decompose, so they accumulate in our environment. This accumulation not only damage ecosystem but also harm wildlife. 100% of plastic today are not decomposed yet. So many marine species ingest plastic, which can lead to injury, malnutrition, and even deaths. While much of the focus tends to be on environment impact, plastic pollution also pose significant threat to human community. In coastal area, plastic waste can clog waterway, affecting fishing and tourism sector, which many local economy depend on. In some regions, the accumulation of plastic waste can create public health hazard as plastic attract bacteria and other pathogens, which can contaminate drinking water and the food supply. Lastly, I want to take this opportunity to give awareness to all my friends and whoever listen to my part to be responsible human being by throwing trash in the right place. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for Imad sharing about the plastic pollution. So let us invite our last panelist, Salif, to discuss about the overfishing.
Right, thank you for Feng Wen Hui act as our moderator to make sure our program or our forum going well. And a very big claps for others panelists because have delivered a very good explanations about how people can destroy or make our ocean diversity disturbs. So my main point or my focus is on overfishing. So before I start explaining about overfishing, I have separates a few points like 3 or 4 questions so that it makes more easier for you guys to understanding. So my first question is what is overfishing? So overfishing happens when people catch fish faster than the fish can reproduce. At 2024, Simons and Clovis says in their articles that name Understanding Overfishing, a literature review. The parental stock is severely depleted. The average requirement and reproductivity of the stocks may weaken. This reduction in average requirement through overexploration of the parental stock is then referred to as reproductive overfishing. This causes fish population to shrink, hurt marine life, and affect millions of people who rely on fishing for food and income. Understanding why overfishing happens and how to stop it, it is important for us to protect our oceans. So my second point or my second question is how overfishing happens. Modern fishing tools like big nets and sonar allow people to catch a lot of fish quickly, often more than the nature can handle. At 2020, Rashid Sumaila and Travis Tai stated in their journal that name and overfishing and increase the resilience of the oceans to climate change, which is they stated that in European water, recent report estimate that between 40 to 70% of fish stocks are currently at an unstable level. So which is means that in some places there are no rules to limit how much fish people can take, and illegal fishing make things worse. As the global demand for seafood grows, more and more fish are being caught, pushing fish population to the shrink. So my third question is, why overfishing is a problem? Overfishing causes a big problem in the oceans. When too many fish are caught, their number drops and it's become harder for them to recover. At 2023, Environmental Defense Farms says in their website's name, overfishing the most serious threats to our oceans. Overfishing endangers ocean ecosystem and the billion of people who rely on the seafood as a key source of proteins. Without sustainable management, our fisheries face collapse and we face a food crisis, this disrupts the balance of marine ecosystem as some species become too many or too few. Overfishing also harm other animals like turtle and dolphins that get caught by accident in fishing gear. For people, overfishing makes it harder to find fish, which means fishing costs go up. This is especially hard for community that depends on fishing to make a living. So, as I Dance explains about overfishing, so as a community or human, we need to overcome this overfishing to make our ocean life can live in a best ways. So what government need to do? Government and organizer are taking steps to fix the problem. They set rules about how much fish can be caught and create special area called Marine Protected Area, which is MPA. So what is MPA? At 2017, Cornejo Donoso and Einarsson says in their article, which is named Effect of Fish Movement, Assumption of the Design of a Marine Protected Area to Protect and Overfish Stocks, which is they stated that the design of large MPA that successfully protect stocks and increase fisheries yield even under limited movement dynamics understanding reinforce the protection for successfully using MPA as a management tool for pelagic stocks. So MPA is where fishing restricts to let fish recover as an easy ways to make you guys more understands. To stop illegal fishings, they use satellite tracking to watch fishing boats and enforce the rules. Others than MPA, sustainable fishing is also being encouraged. For example, seafood with the Marine Steward Council, which is known as MSC, labels come from responsible sources. Fish farming called aquaculture is another solution that helps reduce the need to catch whitefish. As a human, or we ourselves, what we can do, even though there are challenges, we can all help fight overfishing, choosing sustainable seafood, reducing waste, and spreading awareness can make a difference. Government, organizer, and individual needs to together to protect fish populations and keep the ocean healthy for the future. By acting now, we can restore balance to the oceans, protect marine life, and ensure there is enough fish for everyone's in the next years to come. That's all from me. Thanks for the panelists.
Okay. Thank you, Zarif. Bring a good discussion about issue overfishing. So today we explore the profound impact of human activities on marine life. Joanna highlight the effect of oil spill to marine life. Yuting explain the pervasive threat of chemical polluted, and Afik discussed about the ecology cost of coastal development. Imad shed light on the growing issue of plastic pollution, and Jalif emphasized the critical need to address overfishing. So the health out of our ocean is deeply interconnected with human well-being. It is up to all of us, government, industry, and individuals to take proactive step towards sustainable practices. Thank you to our panelists for sharing their information, and thank you to Madam Farah to see our panel discussion. Let's continue to work together to protect our marine ecosystem to success our SDG 14, that is life below water. Thank you.